As a trader, it is very important how much you're paying commissions, and for that reason, we will have a look at broker spreads and we will use Pandas to analyze them. To get the spread data, we will use the ManaTrader 5 library to export the tick data from the broker history, and also we will use the Plotly library to visualize the data. So to start, we will connect to the ManaTrader 5 platform using mt5.initialize, and in this line you can choose which symbol you want to analyze, and in this video I've decided to analyze EUR/USD. Here in ticks, we can get the ticks by using mt5.copy ticks range, and the parameters you pass into this function is the symbol name, which is the EUR/USD, then the start date time, and in this case I used datetime.now minus time delta days 7, which means is that the start date time is 7 days ago, and datetime.now is now, so I'm requesting the tick data for the past 7 days. And then lastly, we have to specify what type of ticks I want to request, and with mt5.copyTicksAll, I'm requesting all the tick data, so bid and ask prices. Then we will pass the tick data into a Pandas data frame, and the result of this is this table here. So if the time, bid, ask, also something like volume, and also time in milliseconds. So one thing that I want to change is the time column here, because this is in Unix timestamp, and I want to change that to a datetime format. And also we can see that the spread column does not exist, and this one we have to calculate ourselves. So to convert the Unix timestamps to a datetime object, we can use pandas.toDateTime, and here we pass the column ticks time, and then we specify the units, right? So the unit of this timestamp is in seconds. Then to calculate the spread, we can simply use ticks ask minus ticks bid, and that is the difference between the ask and bid price, and this is basically the fee that we are paying to a broker. Also, this will be used for our next calculation. I want to get the hour of day, so ticks hour is equal to ticks time dot dt dot hour, and for example, what that means is if you look at this table, it is 22, 22, 45 in this row here, so the hour of this row is 22. If it's 23, 21, 13 here, then the hour is 23. So now we've calculated the spread, which is this column here, and then the time in datetime format, which is here. And we can also plot this data using Plotly. So if we go down here, we can simply type px.scatter. We pass in the data frame and then the name of the columns. So on the x-axis, we have time, and on the y-axis, we have the spread. On this chart, we have the spread data on EUR/USD from October 29th to November 5th. Here we can see that there was a weekend because the Forex market is closed on Saturday and Sunday. And we can, for example, look at the spread development over the course of a day. So let's, for example, check the spreads on the 1st of November. And most of the time, they're very tight. They are between 0 and 0.2 pips. So this is very, very good on EUR/USD. And sometimes you can also get some spikes. This is mostly due to news events or illiquid periods in the market when there is high volatility. And what you can also see is that the spreads are very, very high at midnight broker time. And what that means is this is the market break when all your contracts roll over to the next day. And during this period, there is very low liquidity. So you can expect very high spreads. And EUR/USD, the spread can be up to 5 pips. So you should be very careful when holding positions overnight, as this spread might hit your stop loss during this period. So let's also analyze the spreads by hour. So here we have all spreads for every second and millisecond, but we want to clean it up a little bit by analyzing it by individual hour. And I will use the group by and aggregate function in Pandas. So our data frame ticks2 is equal to ticks.groupByHour. So it will group the same rows where the hour is the same, and then apply or calculate these columns. So it will calculate the average spread, which is the spread column, and takes the average value or the mean value from it. So this is the function that's applied. And the max spread value, so it also is taking the spread column for calculation, and it's just looking at the maximum value. To make the prices prettier, I decided to round the values up to the 5th decimal place, and this is what the table looks like. So we can see that on average, the spread when it's midnight on EURUSD is around 2.1 pips, and the max spread on EURUSD is 5 pips. This is also visible on the chart here. But otherwise, we see that from 2 a.m. until the rest of the trading session, the average spread on EURUSD is 0 pips, which is very, very good. What you can also see is that the maximum spread, so these are basically spikes in the market, can spike up to 0.3 pips. And I think here in the afternoon during the American session, it also spiked to 0.9 pips or even 1 pip. And at 8 and 9, it is 1.4 and 1.9 pips. We can also visualize this data here. So by using px.bar, which is creating a bar chart, we can pass in the data frame. And on the x-axis, we are plotting the index, which is the hour column here. And on the y-axis, we can plot the average spread column and the max spread column. Bar mode equals group will then show your bar charts next to each other. So again, visually we see that the spreads are usually very high at midnight and 1 a.m. Otherwise, throughout the day, the spreads are very tight. We have very small max spreads, and on EURUSD, the blue bar is actually 0. But throughout the day, during the American session, and then after 8 p.m., we can see a small increase in spreads. So whenever you trade, this is the data you should consider trading with, as sometimes the spreads can get very high, and that way you can also optimize your trading costs. The data was taken from the broker IC Markets, but any broker who has MT5, you can analyze their spreads using this Jupyter notebook, and all you need to do is just to connect to their platform. Also, if you want to analyze different symbols, such as, let's say, XCUSD, all you have to do is just change the symbols and run the Jupyter notebook again, and then you will get all the data for the new symbol. So let's also check quickly XCUSD, what it looks like. So here we have the tick data on XCUSD. Here we are calculating our columns again. And now this might take some time because over the past 7 days there can be many ticks. So let's wait until this function is finished. Alright, now the function is finished, and these are the spreads on XAUSD. We can see that the spreads are a little bit wider than in EURUSD, so we have more like a bigger range between 0 and 2, and the max spreads can also vary based on the day. So here we have a very big spike in spread, but otherwise on other days they are very small. Here we can check the average spread and max spread on XAUSD, and by checking the data on the hourly bars, we can see that the average spread on XAUSD is around 11 cents. And throughout the day, I can also see that during the European session, it is actually 7 to 8 cents, which is great. Then in the American session, we see a spike usually. So this is the max spread that is then increasing to 70 cents, and then around 9 p.m. platform time, the spread then rises to $1.20. So again, it is good to trade XAUSD before the American session. We can see that on the left side we have tighter spreads, but in the afternoon we see bigger spikes, so you should be careful when trading that. You can download the code for my Jupyter notebook by following a link in the descriptions. If you've enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.